I do not lie. I don't lie on you, and I ain't gonna lie for you. Period. But you know when you know you that girl. You know when you know you that girl. Period. And when I tell y'all, that's when I gave her that girl name. Because when she came down, I told May up on day one, all them bitches over there, they not your fan, baby. They not your fan. They are meter box, not millimeters. They are meter box. Meter box. Y'all know what a meter box is. A meter box is something that you set out there in front of a car. When a car pulled up, you put your money in the meter, right? That's what they was doing. They was over there collecting off of her name. When she found out, it took her all this time to find out, but I've been telling her, these bitches was not your friend. They not down with you, girl. They is down for your money. Let's go for every last one of them. They got the head person in charge. Peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter. I seen what you did. I seen you made a little click of Wanda. Y'all love me, don't it? I don't even have to say nothing to y'all. I don't even know who this lady is. Never met her, never seen her, never heard of her. I never heard of these stupid. I know. I don't think that I have heard about her through not anonymous. What that other girl name is?
It's been another wild week in Huntsville, and once again, the chaos has Wanda Smith's name written all over it. Wanda, who has never been one to hold her tongue, went live and unleashed a storm of accusations, frustration, and raw emotion that has everyone talking. This time, she's not just upset, she's furious, and she made sure the whole world knew it. The target of her anger? Anthony, Marcella, and everyone else she feels has been disrespecting her name, her truth, and her reputation. What started as just another online rant turned into something much deeper, a reflection of broken friendships, online betrayal, and the way reality TV fame can twist relationships beyond repair. Wanda started her live with that familiar energy, the kind that lets you know she's ready to speak her mind without hesitation. She said she was tired of people bringing up her name, twisting her words, and trying to make her the villain. She didn't tiptoe around anything. She went straight into her accusations, calling out Anthony for allegedly getting surgery done out of town. Wanda said she had the receipts, the timeline, and even knew who helped pay for it. In her own words, she wasn't lying, and she dared anyone to say she was. The words came out sharp, unfiltered, and full of emotion. You could feel that Wanda had been holding this in for a while, and now she was ready to let it all out. She said Anthony went out of town, got a BBL, and came back acting brand new. Wanda wasn't just talking. She was naming names, giving details, and making sure nobody could say she was afraid to speak. She even brought Marcella into it, saying that Marcella had told her about it months ago. She said if people kept calling her name, she was going to keep exposing the truth. Wanda made it clear that she was done being quiet. She said she was going to fry all these brim, meaning she was ready to expose whoever came for her. And the way she said it, with that mix of southern flair and fire, you could tell she meant every single word. Wanda's tone was one of anger, but also of pride. She wasn't stumbling. She was steady, determined, and ready for battle. She even said that while people were laughing, she had the last laugh because she knew the truth. She reminded everyone that she had more information to share if she wanted to, and that what she said wasn't made up. She said people could call her a liar all they wanted, but she stood by her story. This wasn't just about gossip for Wanda. It was about loyalty, betrayal, and the way people flip sides once fame and attention enter the picture. And then came the part that shocked many. Wanda began talking about the so-called millimeters, Melody Shari's fans. She called them meter boxes, saying most of them were just trying to make money off of Melody's name. Wanda claimed that only a few were true supporters, naming Queen Sheba, True T, and Black Titanic as the real ones. The rest, she said, were just pretending to be fans while secretly using Melody's name for views, clout, and profit. Wanda didn't hold back her feelings about the fan culture surrounding the show. She said she used to monitor those pages, watching who was really for Melody and who wasn't. Her words came across like she had been keeping notes and was now ready to share what she knew. But the deeper you listen to Wanda's rant, the more you can hear something else beneath the surface. Hurt. Wanda might have been angry, but her frustration seemed to come from a place of disappointment. She felt betrayed by people she once considered close. She mentioned that folks who once supported her were now laughing at her, making jokes, or turning her words into online entertainment. She didn't like it, and she wasn't afraid to say so. To Wanda, loyalty means everything. When she feels someone has crossed her, it's not something she forgives easily. Her life wasn't just about Anthony or Marcella. It was about a pattern she's seen too many times. People, according to Wanda, love to use her name for attention. They laugh at her, they quote her, and they repost her clips, but they don't really understand her. She said she's the same woman she's always been, unfiltered, outspoken, and real. She doesn't play pretend, and she doesn't fake friendships. And that, in her eyes, is what separates her from the rest. As Wanda continued, her tone began to shift slightly. She started reflecting on how things used to be. She remembered when she was just the funny, outspoken mother-in-law on Love and Marriage Huntsville, the one who made people laugh, who had her moments, but kept things entertaining. She said it wasn't until she started inserting herself into Melody and Martel's issues that things got darker. The show took a turn, and so did the audience's perception of her. Wanda seemed to understand that somewhere along the line, her involvement in other people's drama made her an easy target for criticism. But instead of apologizing, she explained it as her just being herself, reacting the way any real person would when pushed too far. Then came the commentary from the other side. The woman reacting to Wanda's rant. She played the clip and couldn't help but laugh at some parts, though she made it clear that she doesn't like mess. She said she doesn't respect the fighting and the back and forth, but she admitted Wanda is funny. The way Wanda tells a story, her energy, and her rawness, it's part of what makes her unforgettable. But she also warned Wanda to stop with the mad day. She said it's not worth it. In her words, people have to stop holding on to anger, because all it does is make things worse. The commentary became more emotional as she talked about how sad it is to see friendships fall apart. She said Wanda and the person she was fighting with used to be close, real close. They even stayed together at one point, and to see them fighting like this now was heartbreaking. She said it's especially sad because they're older women. They've lived enough life to know better. But yet here they are on social media airing out dirty laundry for the world to see. She pointed out how Wanda seemed to be fighting someone she once cared deeply for. That's why, she said, the anger runs so deep. When love turns to resentment, the words get sharper, the insults cut deeper, and forgiveness becomes harder. The woman reacting to the clip said that's exactly what's happening here. It's not just a feud, it's pain. She explained that when people once loved each other and now they're enemies, it hurts differently, and you could tell that she really felt that. She also said she doesn't like to see women her age fighting like that. Life, she said, is too short for mad days and grudges. She said she tries to live every day with peace in her heart because holding on to anger doesn't help anyone. She reminded her viewers that being mad, arguing, and exposing secrets only creates more pain. It might get views, but it doesn't bring healing. She admitted she didn't even know what started the fight between Wanda and the other person because she hadn't watched all the videos. But she said it was obvious that something had gone terribly wrong between them. The same two people who used to support each other, now tearing each other down. And she was right. In this kind of environment, there are no winners. As she spoke, her tone became more reflective, almost like she was talking from experience. She said that when someone tells her a secret, she keeps it, no matter what. Even if they fall out, she won't use it against them. She said that's why she never has a mad day. If you trusted her with your truth, she's not going to betray that just because things went bad. That's what real loyalty looks like. And she wishes more people, especially in Huntsville, understood that. Then she circled back to Wanda. She said Wanda needs to stop letting anger control her, because it's not worth it. She said Wanda has a big heart underneath all that fire, but sometimes she lets emotion lead before thinking. And that's how situations like this spiral. She said Wanda is probably hurt, not just mad, and that's why she's reacting this way. The woman went on to talk about how fame and reality TV can destroy friendships. When cameras are around, people start performing. The lines between real life and TV life blur. People who once supported each other start competing for followers, influence, and attention. And in the middle of it all, the real connections get lost. She said she's seen it happen too many times. Friends become enemies, allies become rivals, and everyone ends up hurt. What makes the situation even sadder is that it didn't have to be this way. Wanda could have ignored the comments. She could have brushed it off. But instead, she went live and gave the story power. Now everyone's talking, everyone's reacting, and the tension grows. The woman said it's like watching a slow-motion crash. You can't look away, but you wish it wasn't happening. She also touched on how Wanda's personality plays into this. Wanda has always been bold, loud, and opinionated. That's what made her stand out on Love and Marriage, Huntsville in the first place. But that same boldness can sometimes backfire. When you're always ready to fight back, it's hard to know when to let things go. And in the world of social media, letting go isn't easy. The more you respond, the more people talk. The more people talk, the more it hurts. The woman said she wishes Wanda could go back to the version of herself that fans used to love. The funny, entertaining one, who brought laughs instead of tears. She said Wanda's best moments were when she was just being herself without the bitterness. She reminded her viewers that everyone makes mistakes and everyone has moments of anger. But growth comes when you can walk away from the noise. Then she began to talk about friendship, how fragile it really is. She said it's easy to stand beside someone when everything's good, but the real test comes when things go bad. And in Huntsville, it seems like everyone's friendships eventually get tested. She said Wanda and the other woman probably used each other because of a shared dislike for someone else, likely Melody. And now that the show's focus has shifted, they don't have that bond anymore. She said when a friendship is built on mutual hate, it won't last long. She was right. When your bond is rooted in negativity, it's only a matter of time before that energy turns inward. And that's what seems to have happened here. Wanda and her friend had a common enemy. And now that the enemy is gone, they've turned on each other. The woman said she doesn't enjoy watching people fall apart like this, especially women who should be uplifting each other. She said that at their age, they should be focusing on peace, growth, and happiness, not beefs and social media lives. She talked about how draining it must be to wake up angry, to feel the need to go live and defend yourself every other week. It's exhausting, and it doesn't bring healing. She said what really broke her heart was remembering how close they once were. Wanda even stayed with this woman when she came to town, which shows there was real trust there. To go from that level of friendship to this kind of public fight is painful to watch. She said it's a reminder that not everyone who smiles with you is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people are only there for a season. And when that season ends, it's best to let go peacefully instead of holding on through anger. She also talked about how Wanda might be feeling misunderstood. Wanda's outspokenness has always made her a target. People twist her words, clip her videos, and make jokes out of serious things she says. She said sometimes Wanda's delivery overshadows her message. Maybe she's trying to defend herself, but because of the way she says it, people miss the point and only hear the drama. By the end of the commentary, the tone softened. The woman said she doesn't want to see Wanda spiral. She said she actually has love for her, and she wants to see her get back to that positive space where she can laugh again. She said Wanda has too much personality and life to waste it on fighting, and she hoped that one day, all of them, Wanda, Marcella, Anthony, could find closure and move on. She reminded her audience that in life, peace is worth more than proving a point. No matter what someone says or does, you can't control their actions, only your own. She said Wanda might think she's winning by exposing people, but really, she's just draining herself. True power is in silence. True confidence is in walking away without losing your joy. And as she wrapped up her talk, she said something powerful. She said, "You only live once. Don't waste your one life being bitter. Smile, forgive, and move forward." That line summed up the entire situation. Because beneath all the gossip, the drama, and the shade, what's really there is pain. Pain from friendships lost, trust broken, and loyalty betrayed. When you look at Wanda's story through that lens, it's not just entertainment, it's a warning. A reminder that when you let anger lead, you lose control of your peace. When you let drama define you, you forget who you really are. And maybe, just maybe, that's the lesson hiding underneath all of Wanda's noise.